Welcome everybody to Race Spec Esports Sprint Cup. Tonight we are doing round 12 and we are at Monza in Italy. So the track at Monza, the Temple of Speed, 11 turns, 5.793 kilometers. Very fast track. A couple of DRS zones that you can take advantage of. Obviously the race down to turn 1 on lap 1 is always fraught with challenge. If everybody gets through there, then I guess the next challenge is the second chicane, and then I guess through the rest of the track it's relatively easy. You can have some challenges going through the Lesmos, but as a general rule, it's not too bad. Alright, we only have 14 on the grid tonight. So we'll see how we go. Whether we get a lot of action. Probably not many safety cars. I imagine everything will be alright. Looks like weather for qualifying is maybe slightly overcast. Doesn't look overly wet or anything like that, but I guess we won't know what's going to happen in the race until we get there. Alright, got some cars coming out on the track. Let's have a look, see who's... Goodwill's out on the track, and Smokey's out on the track. Let's get this all set up. Oops. So it looks like... Oof, that's a bit untidy there from Smokey. Let's have a look. Well, Goodwill's going to be the first car out to actually start a flying lap, so through the Ascari chicane can cause you a bit of grief. The coming through Ascari, particularly if you catch too much of the inside curb. On the entry, on the exit, entry's not too bad, but if you catch the inside curb on the exit, you can run into some strife. All right, let's ride on board with Goodwill. Thankfully, whoever was coming out of the pits there got out of the way nicely. Well, a little bit of snap of oversteer there for Goodwill as he exited the chicane, coming around Curva Grande. Down the little straight into the Retifilia chicane. Nice control through there, coming around the first of the Lesmos. The second of the Lesmos. Through the next DRS zone as we head down towards the Ascari chicane. Very quick lap around here, it's over before you've blinked. A little bit slow through there, didn't take any of the curb, ran a little bit wide, managed to keep his wheels just inside the confines of the track, so didn't invalidate his lap. Through the formerly known Parabolica, now the Curva Alboreto, and across the finish line to set the first time of a 1:22.320. I reckon there might be some faster times out there. So let's have a look and see who else is just about to finish. Everybody's out in the softs, so Smokey's just come through. And as I said, Leo's just set up a 1:20.3, which is the time now to beat. Okay, we'll right on board with W921 as he comes across the line, and now 120.7 puts him into second place. Buster's just come across the line, Setter 121.8. Combat Wombat's just come across the line. Where's Plebs is further down the track. Scotty Setter 120.6. Alright, let's ride on board with Kickbutt Kiwi, who's invalidated his lap. Let's have a look. Plebs, let's ride on board with Plebs for a bit then. Coming towards the Curva Alboreto. And cross the line to set a 120.4, putting himself in second place on the grid. Alright, let's have a look. So, Kickbutts. Let's have a look. Seems to be putting in a second lap, so let's... Oh, a bit untidy there through the chicane. Little untidy coming through the first Lesmo as well. A bit better through the second Lesmo. I've seen a little bit of change. Ferrari F1 Pros up to 5th there. Nobody's really pushing it through Ascari by the looks of things, but let's see how Kickbutt Kiwi fares coming around the Curva Alboreto. It's going to be a pretty slow time by the looks of things. 122, 122.1. Yeah, only enough for 10th. Alright. So Honest Crook hasn't set a lap time yet. Plebs has just gone faster by... not much in that. That's at 12 1/1000ths of a second to Leo. And Leo's just gone a whole 3/10 and a bit quicker than Plebs. Let's have a look. Chronic Saint. See what Chronic's obviously lining up for a lap. He's got no, he must be coming in. He's got no ERS. So let's have a look. Who else is out here on the track? Goodwill going for a third run on these tyres, or is this an in lap? This definitely looks like a flyer. That's a pretty slow lap. Must have thrown on quite a bit of fuel by the looks of things. The fuel gauge isn't showing as running low on fuel, but it's got a bit of ERS left, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not Goodwill's actually able to put another lap in. The fuel gauge has just come on, so I would say that Goodwill will be pitting very shortly. Let's see what Kickbutt Kiwi's doing. Is Kickbutt going for another timed lap? It's quite possible. Honest Crook's still sitting in the pits. So I think Kickbutt's coming into the pits. Alright, Goodwill's coming into the pits. Let's have a look. Strike Force is out on a lap at the moment. Looks like Wee's having another crack. Cool. Geez, looked like he was soaring away at the steering there, going through the Ascari chicane. So let's see if there's any improvement. And manages to put it into second place. 4/100ths ahead of Plevs. Not a bad time. Alright, let's have a look. Honest Crook's really leaving it to the last minute here. Let's see who's... Alright, Snickers Bud. It's a bit over 3.5 tenths up on previous times set, so we'll see. Sony really gonna potentially put them up to 12th, so we'll need to see a good improvement in the final sector to improve that lap time further, but it's not looking good. Well, he managed to improve by nearly 6 tenths and moved up to 10th place. Alright. Have a look, who else? Plev's coming around for another flying lap, so let's ride on board with Plevs. Buster's moved up to 8th. So see if Plevs is able to improve on that time. We'll need to find 3 tenths, a bit over 3 tenths of a second. So he's 7/100ths up through sector 1, so nearly 3/4 of a tenth improvement in time there. Let's see how we go coming through sector 2. Good amount of speed through the Lesmos. Very controlled. Sector 2 time is up by nearly 1.5 tenths. Still got a bit of time to find to pip Leo for pole, but we'll surely jump up into second place ahead of Wee 921, unless something horrible happens between now and the finish line. And Plevs improves by a bit over 2.5 tenths. So still a bit of time to find to Leo, but we do know that Leo is supremely quick. And Leo is going for another timed lap, so let's see whether or not Leo is able to put some more daylight back between himself and Plevs. Half a tenth up through sector 1. Nice control there through the chicane. Sector 2 time, let's have a look. See how much Leo's improving by. A tenth. He's 10th up. Going through Ascari. Ooh, just kept it within the bounds of the track limits there on the exit of Ascari. What sort of improvement? Oh, no, he's coming to the pits. He's coming to the pits. Alright, so let's have a look. Let's ride on board with Scotty then. We should be coming around to finish off. No, I think this must be a build-up lap. He's done his outlap, doing a build-up lap. Well, Combat Wombat has retired. What's happened there? Missed it. Looks like he's... we'll see whether or not the car's still there by the time Buster gets there. See if we can see what happened to Combat. Car's not there. No, it's gone away. Looks like he's probably put it into the wall. Alright, let's riding on board with Scotty then. See how Scotty's improving, whether or not he can jump up. He's got to make up a good 4/10 of a second to get up to third. Needs to find a good 6/10 to improve. He's 2.5 tenths up. 3 sector 2. Whoops. Geez, he got lucky there to not invalidate the lap. Not sure how he got away with that, but that may have had an impact on his time. It seemed a little bit untidy going through Ascari there. Yeah, this is not going to be a great time for Scotty. So I think he might start. No, I know he's nearly out of fuel, so I think that's going to have to be an aborted run. All right, let's have a look. Smokey's invalidated. What's Snickers Bud? Let's have a look. Snickers Bud seems to be on a flyer. Although it doesn't seem to be overly quick. Need to be a few... yeah, this might be a... yeah, no, that's not an improvement for Snickers Bud there. Alright, let's ride on board with Leo, see how much Leo can improve by. He's going to come up against some traffic ahead. Hopefully they're going to get out of the way if they're not on flyers. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. And Leo's just invalidated his lap. Alright, Plebs looks like he's doing a build-up lap. Let's ride on board with Chronic Saint, who has just set purple middle sector by the looks of things. Oh no, somebody else has put it into the wall. Snickers Bud has put it into the wall. Oh dear. We'll see how much Chronic Saint improves by here. And Scotty's out as well. As Chronic Saint improved by a bit under a tenth, so that's pushed him up to 4th, jumped ahead of Scotty. So I'm not sure what happened to Scotty there, we missed that one as well, but F1 Ferrari Pro didn't improve on that lap. So we've got cars still coming around on their final runs by the looks. So is anybody close to finishing a lap here? So Smokey's coming around. See if Smokey can improve. And improves by 9/1000ths of a second. And we improves by a bit over 1.5 tenths. And Strike Force doesn't improve. Kick Butt see what Kickbutt can do to improve. Last car to come across the line. Well, there we have it. So that's qualifying done for this week. So we got Leo on pole. Plebs managed to improve and only finished a bit over half a tenth behind Leo. We 921 a tenth behind in third. Then it started to get a bit of a gap from there back, from Chronic Saint backwards, 6 tenths, all the way back to Snickers Bud in 14th. Who didn't have the greatest of qualifying. We'll be on to the race very, very shortly. Alright, so wet race, folks. So this will certainly spice things up a bit. A wet Monza can certainly lead to some challenges, particularly through the Ascari chicane, which can, is quite quick, but obviously with a wet track, that can be challenging if you try and take it too fast. So the key here is going to be to get your tyres nicely warmed up. Everybody's starting on the intermediate, so it's not full wet conditions, it is intermediate. So getting the tyres nice and warm in the wet can be hard to do. Easier to do in intermediate conditions than it is to do in full wet conditions. But it also depends on where we're sitting on an intermediate level. Looks like relatively light rainfall. There doesn't seem to be a lot of standing water on the track. It seems to be mostly just generally wet across the board. No real wet patches, if you like, where you can easily lose a lot of traction, either under braking or under accelerating. So as I said, drivers warming up their tyres, making sure they get them into the window, ready to get going. Because we've only got 14 cars on the grid for tonight, it won't take long for them all to hopefully line up, and we'll get going. Although there does seem to be a bit of a gap forming between the top sort of 5 or so and the rest. Alright, the grid is forming up. Just wait for everything to come into place. Wait for the lights to come on. And here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are racing. Somebody's gone out wide to try and get a bit of space there. Plebs has managed to get the jump on Leo as we come into the first chicane. Oh, there's contact between a couple of drivers there. Corner cutting, people running wide. Oh, it's gone terribly badly for Leo there at the start. A lot of there was a lot of wheel banging going on there, and a lot of maybe not great driving from some going into turn one. Plebs has already started to check out at the front. We've got some issues going on back here, have we? Is Buster taking some damage? No, he seems to be okay. Oh, there has been a coming together somewhere here. Looks like Goodwill might have taken some damage. We'll hopefully get a look at the front of the car. A bit of an end plate missing there, I think, off of Goodwill's car. Yep, so he's going to have to limp that one back to the pits. Leo's managed to make his way back up to 6th relatively quickly from where he was in 10th, but Plebs is absolutely checked out in front. Already built a 3-second gap. Chronic Saint under pressure from Scotty. It looks like Scotty and... Oh, geez, Kickbutt's got 10 seconds worth of penalties. Scotty's got 6 seconds worth of penalties, and Combat Wombat's picked up 5 seconds worth of penalties. So, and F1 Ferrari Pro's picked up 3 seconds as well. I fully expect this to be a one-stop strategy unless you've taken damage. So Leo's managed to jump ahead. It's going to be a bit of battling here going into the next section. We've got Kickbutt Kiwi, Ferrari Pro. Kickbutt Kiwi's gone and Ferrari Pro's gone. Oh dear, there's bits and pieces of cars everywhere. Oh no. F1 Ferrari Pro has put it into the wall and lost all the front wing. I'm sure that wasn't 100% F1 Ferrari Pro's own fault for that. There was a lot of stuff going on there. And we've got a full safety car. This will work out well for the likes of Goodwill, who had to obviously stop and get that wing changed. I'm assuming Combat's done a similar thing. Oh, and Smokey's out. Smokey's out. What's happened there? We're right on board with Combat Wombat. Looks like Smokey's binned it through a scary. So is the car visible? Car's already... Oh, there it is on the exit. And it's put it into the wall on the exit. Under safety car conditions. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, unfortunately for Plebs, that's going to nullify his advantage. So we'll be back to square one, obviously with much less cars on the track. We're down to 13 runners now. Hopefully we won't have to do too many tours of the track under the safety car. So at the moment our running order is Plebs, Chronic Saint in second, Scotty in third with 6 seconds worth of penalties. Leo's managed to make his way back up to 4th. Honest Crook in 5th. Strike Force and Buster 6th and 7th. So looks like Combat Wombat's pitted again potentially. It is a fair way off the back of the rest of the pack, but we'll likely catch back up. We got another lap by the looks of it, under the safety car. At least one more. I suspect they'll come in at the end of this one, and we'll get racing again. It looks like some Kickbutt Kiwis decided to pit. I'm wondering if that's to get rid of the 5-second penalty under safety car conditions. Yep, I suspect that's what it was. It's a bold move, given that safety car is coming in this lap. Hopefully they'll be able to catch the back of the pack, these two, before the safety car comes in, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. I suspect that they may struggle. They should be able to go full beans, though, to catch up. And safety car is definitely in this lap. So I don't know if these two at the back are going to catch up before we get there. I think it's going to be they're going to be pressing hard. Plebs is backing the pack up quite a lot. It's given them every opportunity to get back in touch with the back of the pack. I just don't think they're going to get there before we get racing. Or are they going to? Oh, they might just get there. They might just get there. Plebs is gone. He's put the foot down. He's we've got him going. It looks like the two at the back managed to get back in touch just in time. And Plebs has already managed to pull out 6.5 tenths. Leo's going for the overtake on Scotty. Is he going to get it going into turn 1? Oh, he's got the overtake done. Now he'll set about chasing down Chronic and... whoops, what's happened there? Strike Forces had a spin. Not sure what occurred there. Oh dear. He's just put it into the wall. No wing. So I'm not sure if anybody else got caught up in that. Anybody else got damage? Seems like everybody's okay. So I'm not sure whether or not Strike Force just did that all on their lonesome. Alright, Leo is chasing down Chronic Saint. Back here we got Wee921 trying to chase down Buster. Let's drop back a bit now. Let's go and have a look back here. We got Kickbutt Kiwi, Combat Wombat, and Goodwill battling for 10th place. We've got Kickbutt and Combat going side by side through the Curva Alboreto. And it looks like Kickbutt's going to have the inside line going into turn 1. Does he overcook it? No, manages to hang on to it. Still in contention. Alright, let's have a look. Leo is right on the tail of Chronic Saint, and he's, that's kind of bashed him out the way there as he's gone past. A little bit untidy there from Leo. But he got the overtake done. Alright, Scotty's now going to look at trying to chase Chronic down, I guess. We'll go back to the action back here. Got Kickbutt Kiwi and Combat Wombat and Goodwill. Kickbutt's managed to not... No, didn't get the overtake done as Dropped off the back. Oh, we're back under safety car. Oh, Strike Force has binned it somewhere. Around the start-finish line. Well, I did say at the start we probably wouldn't see a lot of safety car action. Well, we've seen 2 and we're only halfway through the race. We've got some cars pitting and take advantage, I guess, of safety car conditions. Put some fresh tyres on, change the wing if there's damage, set out some penalties. F1 Ferrari Pros back down to 3 seconds worth of penalties. So we start again. As they all come back around to join the queue again. So we're not getting a lot of racing action. Every time we seem to start getting a bit of racing action, we end up with a safety car. So I think everybody will catch back up to the queue before we get going. We're obviously going to go around for another tour. So we've only got 12 runners now. And Snickers Bud's just left the session, so that's interesting. I'm not sure what's happened there. I have seen that happen to Snickers Bud before, where Combat Wombat has binned it under safety car. We've changed. Okay, the track conditions have changed. I did not notice that. So we've got a few drivers who are out on softs now. So have conditions changed enough to warrant soft tyres? Combat Wombat had gone onto the mediums, and maybe that was the wrong decision. Snickers Bud may be gambling. Some of these drivers are maybe gambling on the conditions improving enough that they'll be much faster than the drivers who have stayed out on their intermediates. So that'll be interesting to see if so safety car is coming in this lap. Obviously Snickers Bud's not going to catch the pack before they get going again. So Leo's jumped in for the softs, so it'll be interesting to see what happens from here now. Have the cars who stayed out on inters made the wrong call? Plebs has already gone. You've gone early. Alright, let's ride on board with the soft runners and see whether or not anyone's going to be able to take advantage of the faster tyres. See whether or not that's actually a thing. My guess is no. My guess is the soft tyres, they've gone a little bit early on that, and they're still losing out to the intermediate runners. But that's not to say that the track won't improve and they will become the quicker drivers as it carries on. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see if they start putting in some faster laps. So a little bit of a battle here between Wii and Honest Crook, and a little bit of Tokyo Drift going on there. So that kind of suggests to me that soft tyres, a bit of a gamble that's probably not paying off. As you can see, Snickers Bud's already gone back into the pits and put back on the intermediates. Let's see what Leo can do here on the soft tyres, whether he can make the gamble work. So Plevs has set the fastest time of 1:29.586. Yeah, my gut feel here is that is definitely not dry enough for softs. I think they've gambled here, and it's not paying off. They got 3 laps. I just don't see them making up any positions. So let's have a look. Is there any action here? Kickbutt Kiwi and Goodwill. So these two have been battling for the fair chunk of the race. They were at the back of the pack. Now they're battling over 4th place. So Leo, oh dear. No, it is not working out for Leo. He's now lost out to Wee. Wee's not doing overly well either. It is clearly not the right track conditions for those soft tyres. Look, worth a gamble, I guess. If you're not going to finish in the top 3, I guess going for the gamble is it's not a bad option. So Chronic Saints just put in the fastest lap time. As we continue to watch this battle between Goodwill and Kickbutt Kiwi, let's have a look. See if Kickbutt's going to get not going to get the overtake done through the first chicane. It's going to pick up a bit of speed going through Curva Grande here. He's going to try outbraking into the Redifilio. Just about gets it done. So let's see whether Goodwill can fight that back now. In a car with a livery that one could probably only describe as Technicolor. Alright, looks like maybe a bit of a coming together here between Honest Crook and Leo. I suspect that we're going to see those guys probably pitting after taking damage. Alright, Goodwill's still hanging on to the back of Kickbutt Kiwi. As Plev sets yet another fastest lap time. This seems to be the only battle out on track at the minute. So we'll see whether or not Goodwill doesn't have a lot of ERS left. Kickbutt seems to have been conserving quite well on the ERS. Goodwill's dropped out of back out to more than a second. And we've lost the timing, which is brilliant. I love it when that happens. Keeping us all guessing, I guess. Who knows how far they are apart from each other? You have to use the naked eye. Oh, there we go. Wee 9211 is 12 seconds behind Scotty. Gotta love how buggy this game is. Wee 9211's picked up another time penalty. So I think Kickbutt Kiwi's going to be right on Buster's tail here as we come into the final lap. Could be on for a podium if he can get closer. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh dear, what's going on there with Buster? Not sure what happened there. But Kickbutt's just set the fastest lap, which is no surprise. He's been gaining on Buster very, very quickly. Not going to get the overtake done into the first chicane. So see whether or not he can get close enough. Running out of straight bits of road to be able to get an overtake done. Meanwhile, Goodwill's looks like he might be under a bit of a threat here from F1 Ferrari Pro. Had an unfortunate start to the race, F1 Ferrari Pro, but it's done well to recover back to 6th. Let's see whether or not... No, too far behind. So it looks like Plebs is going to come around and win this quite easily with a 3 and a bit second gap to everyone else, and sets the fastest lap on the final tour. And Buster finished 3rd. Kickbutt right on his tail at the end. Just couldn't get there. And DRS is enabled as they all come across the finish line. Oh dear, what's happened to F1 Ferrari Pro? Maybe tried to get the overtake done on Goodwill, but didn't actually pull it off. And Leo not having a great race. We'll just right on board and see what Leo's doing. Doesn't appear to be any wing damage. I know there is a bit of wing damage there, so he's struggling for a bit of downforce, and in these wet conditions will be the last car to come across the line. It's challenging enough in the wet with dry weather tyres as it is, without having wing damage as well. So I think Leo will be really frustrated with this race overall. You know, lost out to Plebs at the start. Oh no, he's going to put it in the wall. Oh jeez. Oh dear. That does mean Leo will start from 12th position. Buster picks up driver of the day. Well done, Buster. Good effort. Another solid win for Plevs. But yeah, Leo is not going to be happy with not going to be happy with what happened there in that race. Like I said, lost out to Plevs at the start, but then just got absolutely sandwiched going through the first chicane, and that really ruined Leo's race right at the start. Had to work his way back up, and I guess went for the gamble on the soft tyres. That obviously didn't work out for him at all, and unfortunately, so 11th place. He's going to be starting from 11th place. Had he got across the line without the DNF, obviously he would have been on reverse grid pole for the second race, but now he's going to have to start from 11th, so he's going to have to fight his way through. So Plevs, our winner, Chronic Saint in second, and Buster in third. Managed to pip Kickbutt Kiwi there by a bit under 2/10 in the end, so it was very, very close between those two. Alright, we'll take a short break while we wait for the grid to be set up for the second race. Be back with you shortly. Alright, welcome back. Second race here at Italy in the Sprint Cup. Reverse grid for the second race, as we wait for everybody to tap their way through the pointless tyre selection screen that Codemasters decided to leave in, even though it serves no value or purpose. So, not sure what the weather's going to do for this race. See whether or not we get another wet one, and whether we get a dry one this time. Maybe a bit better racing if we get a dry race. And it is looking dry. Clear skies by the looks of things, so hopefully we should be on for a good race here, as we wait for everybody to be ready to race. I'm hoping we don't have a lobby issue here. Nope, here we go, starting again the countdown to get going. But it is looking pretty clear skies, so I reckon we'll get a nice dry race. Hopefully it stays that way for the whole race. Well, that being said, a little bit of rain at the end throws a bit of jeopardy into the situation. People making decisions on whether to go in for intermediate tyres or not. So Leo is on pole. I guess because he did finish, I guess, more than 75% of the race. He is classified as a finisher rather than the DNF that he otherwise would have got. Snickers Bud alongside him on the front row of the grid. We921 in third, Honest Crook in fourth, Scotty in fifth, F1 Ferrari Pro in sixth, Goodwill, Kickbutt Kiwi, Buster, Chronic Saints, Plebs from 11th, and then Combat Wombat and Smokey, who were the other two retirees from the race. So we've got four drivers who have decided to start on the medium tyres. The rest of the grid is on the softs. I fully expect Leo to win this race at a canter, based on the fact that he's on pole, starting on the medium tyres, which means he's going to be rapid at the end on the softs. So the challenge will be for the likes of Snickers Bud and We921 on an Honest Crook to stick with him, to have the best chance of a good result for them from this race. Obviously Scotty is in a good spot on the medium, starting on the medium tyres as well, so would probably be a favourite for the podium. Certainly, even with Plevs starting 11th, I wouldn't rule Plevs out of being able to get a podium position as well. But let's see what everybody does on their respective tyre choices. So, soft medium would be the way I would be going if I was starting on the softs. I certainly wouldn't be going soft hard. I think that would be absolutely ludicrous. I think I've mentioned that many times before. In a short 25% race, you'd never do it. Okay, we have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're away and racing. So Leo's a weirdo on the outside line there. He is losing out to the faster soft tyre runners. Is everybody going to get through turn 1 without damage this time? Leo's in third. Behind him, F1 Ferrari Pro and Scotty battling out for position. A little bit of battling at the back. Goodwill and Kickbutt Kiwi are in close contention. Up the front, Leo battling with F1 Ferrari Pro to try and get back that third place. Chronic Saint chasing down Buster. Buster is chasing down a Goodwill. Oh no! Smokey has put it into the wall and has managed to somehow maybe not take damage, or has only taken light damage in that collision with the wall there. So it's pretty close here at the back. Chronic Saint, Goodwill, Kickbutt Kiwi, all battling closely together. And the timing has gone, and Snickers Bud has binned it. I'm not sure what's happened there, but we have a virtual safety car. And it looks like... Has anybody else decided to dive into the pits? No. So Wee921 is currently leading the race. Plebs has made his way up to 9th. Honest Crooks in 2nd, and we are back racing. And Goodwill's gone off track and has lost out pretty much all positions. So I'm not sure what happened to Snickers Bud there, whether he's put it into the wall on the exit. Certainly not great. So F1 Ferrari Pro is trying to chase down Honest Crook for that second place on track. Leo's dropping off a little bit, but that's okay. He's on the medium tyre, so he's going to go longer and then be on the faster tyre at the end. So DRS is now enabled. And F1 Ferrari Pro is going to go for the move on the inside of Honest Crook and get that overtake done easily through the first chicane. So we'll see now whether or not Honest Crook can fight that one back. We'll have the advantage of DRS as they after they get through the Lesmos. We just need to make sure he stays within that window. And Leo's now within DRS as well, so that means Leo will be able to pull up onto the back of these two. The moment Wee921 is pulling out a reasonable gap, is staying out of DRS. So see if Leo, Honest Crook and F1 Ferrari Pro, let's see what happens here. Honest Crook didn't get a great exit there, which has left him pretty vulnerable to Leo, who is going to try and sneak up the inside. Oh, Buster, what's happened to Buster? Buster's binned it on the exit of Wee's pitting. Decided to go in for the, I'm assuming, to change onto the medium tyres early. Plebs has decided to go in early and go onto those soft tyres. Goodwill's come in and gone onto the mediums. Smokey's coming around, and we've got a full safety car out. I didn't realise we had the full safety car. It's unlucky for Buster, binning it there on the exit of Ascari. I did say in the lead up to the race, the first race, that it's a tricky set of corners, the Ascari chicane. You can take it at a reasonable pace, but if you get it wrong, it's going to punish you big time. So Honest Crook is now leading the race as he brings the field around to find the safety car. Smokey will get a chance to catch back up to the back of the pack, and will be on the faster soft tyres. So see whether or not Smokey can actually pick up some places as the race develops. So Honest Crook has decided to pit on this tour. Leo has decided to pit as well. Makes sense, why wouldn't you? Oh, Honest Crook's gone onto the hard tyres. What on earth is going on there? Why on earth would you pick the hard tyres? 25% race, that just seems ludicrous to me. I'm not sure why he's done that, but alright, We921 has re-inherited the lead of the race, having pitted a lap earlier, but is carrying that 3-second penalty. I think it is a 3-second penalty. Oh no, it's a 5-second penalty. It must have been speeding in the pit lane. So everybody's done at least one stop. Combat, Wombat and Smokey have done 2. So Honest Crook going onto the hard tyres seems like an odd choice. But ultimately that is certainly Honest Crook's choice to do that. But I don't think, you know, going on to you know, softs. I think we started on the softs. Going on to the mediums would have been a much better idea. I'm not sure whether maybe he had the wrong strategy selected at the start of the race and put him onto the soft hard strategy, and didn't check it, and that's left him when he's gone to the pits. Oh crap! Oh, it's too late. By the time you pull into the pit box, there's no chance to change those tyres. You can still change it as you trundle down the pit lane if you're quick, but yeah, I think Honest Crook is probably going to tumble down the order relatively quickly on those hard tyres. Who's going into the pits there? Somebody's going into the pits. Okay, he's made the decision to re-pit and put soft tyres back on. Probably not a bad decision. It would have been dropping like a stone towards the back of the grid otherwise. Yeah, good decision. Good decision. Still plenty of time for him to make up places. But yeah, I suspect that was probably an error. Unless, you know, it was a tactical decision to go in, put the hards on, come back out, do a lap, go back in and put the softs on, so he was able to run the soft tyres for the rest of the race. Tactically, I guess that makes sense. You could do that, but sacrificing track position, I'm not sure that was definitely the right strategy choice if that was the thinking behind it. But I do suspect it was probably an error in strategy selection at the start, and he was just correcting for that mistake. I suspect the safety car will come in this lap and we will get back and racing. Yep, safety car in this lap. So Plebs has made his way up to 7th. Leo is still sitting in 3rd, but is now on those faster soft tyres, which obviously F1 Ferrari Pro and We921 are now on those mediums, so Leo should be able to easily get past these guys once we get back in racing. So Kickbutt Kiwis in 4th, Scotty in 5th, and we is still backing us up, and now we're going. He's gonna lose out to F1 Ferrari Pro. Everybody gonna get through here okay? Leo on the inside is going to force his way through. Is he? Yes. I think Leo will take that position quite easily. F1 Ferrari Pro will try and get it back as we go into the next chicane. He is going to get the position back. Yes, he is. So F1 Ferrari Pro is now back into second place. Scotty and Kickbutt are having a nice little battle here as we go through the Lesmos. See how that one develops as we come down the straight. And Scotty's still stuck behind, couldn't get the overtake done, and is now at risk of plevs. Chronic Saint has had an issue by the looks of things. Don't know if he's taking... Yeah, he's taken the wing damage, so that's pretty much his race over. Smokey, Goodwill, Combat battling out there for the places. Scotty and Plebs. Plebs has gotten the overtake done on Scotty. Scotty's going to try and go to the inside on Kickbutt. No, he doesn't get it done. And Plebs manages to hold the position from Scotty. Scotty's fighting it back hard. Oh no! Somebody go! Oh geez, they've hit each other by looks there. Not sure what's happened. Whether either of them are taking damage. They seem to be okay. Nobody seems to be suffering from any lasting damage there. So Scotty is holding place behind Kickbutt Kiwi. Oh no, Scotty's been there. Oh dear. Scotty's ended his race. Most unfortunate. Again, that Ascari chicane is a challenge. So we got Leo and F1 Ferrari Pro battling hard here for second place. There seems to be a bit of weaving going on across the track there. I'm not sure if that was completely legal. I didn't see enough of it to know. But F1 Ferrari Pro is fighting hard against Leo. Doesn't have a lot of ERS left to defend. Leo's got a bag full of ERS by comparison. We'll see who comes out as they come into the chicane. Looks like Leo's got that position 1, which I expected he would, just based on the fact he's running the faster tyres. Alright, Plevs still on the tail of Kickbutt Kiwi. Obviously no Scotty in between them now. So Plevs can apply some pressure to Kickbutt. It's got the DRS wide open, and it's going to get that overtake done quite easily. Obviously Kickbutt will have that ERS back as they go down the main straight, but he is running the medium tyres, so I don't expect that he will be able to fight that one back. Combat Wombat chasing down Smokey. Smokey's having a much better race this time round compared to last time, up to 6th place. Okay, we do only have 10 runners, but that's okay. So Combat getting the DRS is likely to get that position taken easily. Oh, and Honest Crook's going to take them both. Honest Crook has just absolutely stormed down the middle and taken both of them. Amazing driving there from Honest Crook. Very, very quick. Slightly fresher tyres. But Combat is going to fight it back. He's going to have to wait patiently for the next DRS zone to have another crack at it. I think Combat's running the Halloween livery, I think. and Combat gets the overtake done. F1 Ferrari Pro has just picked up a 3-second time penalty, so that's not great for F1 Ferrari Pro. So Honest Crook is trying to chase back down Combat Wombat. Smokey is now back on the tail of Honest Crook. Plebs just sets the fastest lap time. So obviously Honest Crook's going to have the DRS, as is Smokey. And Honest Crook's going to get the overtake done on Combat Wombat again. No, he backs out of it, decides against holding position. Oh, Combat has had a moment there. Takes out one of the polystyrene signs for the little chicane there. Well, that's put an end to that little battle. I guess now it's really between Smokey and Honest Crook. It's the closest battle on track. Running the first you have to finish quote from Michael Schumacher there on the inside of the halo. Something that will be apparent to Scotty, Buster and Stickers, that first you have to finish. Leo is now right on the tail of Wee. He's made up that deficit. Wee's got a little bit more VRS in reserve, but Leo has DRS. Looks like Leo will get this overtake done. Or is he going to back out of it? He's going to back out of it. They're going side by side through the chicane. All good racing. Nothing to see there. And somebody has had an off. It looks like maybe... not sure what happened there. Somebody had a moment. Looks like Smokey is ready to have another crack at Honest Crook. And Plebs. So we got a 4-car battle here, but at the moment Leo is looking to get the overtake done on Wee 9211 or 921, whatever those other things are. Should be able to get the overtake done this time down the main straight. And we've got another. Oh, Smokey has binned it. Well, that was unfortunate. Smokey was having a good race. Leo is going to take the lead of the race now quite easily. And being on those faster soft tyres, I expect Leo will pull a gap relatively quickly. Only 9 runners left in this race. Alright, Honest Crook chasing down Kickbutt Kiwi. Let's see whether or not Honest Crook can get that position from Kickbutt. He is on the faster, softer tyres. A lap younger as well. Awfully close as they go through the Lesmos. That was nearly disastrous there for Honest Crook. He ran wide. Probably a bit of understeer in the dirty air of the car in front, because he was very, very close. He's managed to gain back that lost time down the DRS straight. He should be relatively well lined up for getting the overtake done on Kickbutt Kiwi before the end of the pit straight. Leo has set fastest lap, has already gapped. Oh dear, who's that we've lost there? Oh, we've actually finished. There you go. I wasn't paying attention to what laps we had left. So whoever that was that spun out at the end, obviously had already crossed the finish line. Well, that was a really enthralling race. There was a lot going on there. I got to the point where I actually didn't realise we were on the last lap. Driver of the day, Plevs, no surprise, coming from where he was, 11th on the grid, to finish, well, third by the looks of it in the end. Leo, obviously, did win it at a canter at the end. Well, there was a lot of excitement in that race too. Wasn't expecting that much excitement again from a dry race, but there was a lot of on-track battling, which we didn't get to see in the first race, so that was good to see. So Leo first, Wee second, and Plevs in third. It looks like he jumped F1 Ferrari Pro due to penalties. And then obviously finishing back Buck Kiwi, Honest Crook, Combat Wombat, Goodwill, Chronic Saint, and Smokey's classified even though he was 2 laps down after he DNF'd. But that is your top 10. Thank you everyone for joining us this week. We will hopefully see you next week. It may not be me, it may be somebody else on the comms next week. But if not, I guess I will definitely see you the week after. Have a good night all.